Hey folks, welcome to this tutorial. My name is Engineer Manyang, and in collaboration with the People Networks, I bring to you or I present to you this third part of the HTML crash course, and this is part 3 of 5. If you haven't watched part part 1 and part 2, you can watch them. The link is in the description. And if you like the videos, or if you like the tutorials, you can give me thumbs up and you can comment on the comment section which part of HTML you want me to deal with much or you want me to handle much. And just as this series continues, it will end in part 5. And by the end of the part 5, we'll have done much on HTML. And for a beginner, you should be able to write a HTML code without any styling. So in part 2 of 5, whatever we did is that we discussed about forms, and this is what we did. So if you haven't learned what, if you have no idea of what we have in part 2, which this is a continuation, then watch the video in the description. So today I'll just clear this so that we can start on a new ground, and I'm going to tutor you about other input types which are very important in a HTML document. So I'll clear everything only to remain with the HTML format, and I'll also clear my browser. So that I don't have anything. Today I want us to talk just randomly of tags that we'll be using often. Tags that we'll be using very often. The first tag you will be using very often. Uh, I've talked much of the div, the span. I've talked of the span, and I explained the functions of the div and the span on the first tutorial. I've talked of the p. I've talked of the strong. I want to talk about the image img. I want to talk of the iframe. I want to talk of the embed tag. I want to talk of the table and all the contents we have in the table. I want to talk of the listing where we have the UL and ordered list, and we have the ordered list. I say that every input tag in the first tutorial must be closed. So this UL is not closed. I want to talk about, or want us to discuss which one is remaining. So, more are coming. So we want to get every tag and what it does. So just to begin with, I say div is to have elements aligned in a block manner. So we'll have everything here enclosed in a div as we will move bit by bit. A span, uh, if we want something like a list, or we want elements to appear in a chain. Yes, they are like a chain. I say my friends are Sandra. I can have another span. You can have as many span as you want. Span. Then I have it as Valerie. Then I have it as another span, Bob. So when I refresh the page, or when I refresh my browser, you'll see them. Forget about this. You'll see them aligned in an inline format. So span just aligns element in an inline format. What the paragraph does, everybody knows about a paragraph. That paragraph you know. So when you are writing something like a blog content, then most content will be in form of a paragraph. So most content will be in form of a paragraph, and I just want to generate our dummy text. Let me see if I can get it. Let me see if I can get it. Let me see if I can get our dummy text. I'm just trying to find out if I can get my dummy text. Okay, now I say that the p tag is used for presenting paragraph, and we can have as many paragraph as we want. So when we have it as the quick brown fox jumped, we can have that the quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. Copy, and I do that. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. Then I refresh. You can see all of them are appearing as paragraph and spaced. So that's what p tag does. It presents elements in form of a paragraph. What the strong does, the strong, if we take this strong X, we just cut and copy it here, and we have the fox, and we call it the dog was not amazed at all. And we refresh. Now you can see the quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. The dog was not amazed at all. You can see this is bolded. That's what the strong tag does. It bolds elements. So if you need the entire paragraph to be bolded, so you can place the entire p tag inside this strong, or you can place strong inside the p tag. You can do it the other way around. Place strong inside the p tag. Yes. And another thing, another one or another tag that we like is image. And image img tag is used for images. We have another one is remind me of video. Img tag, you'll use it most frequently and use it for images. Whatever you have to do here is to define the image source. And when I go to my folder of tutorials, I have my folder of tutorials here, and I just go to this. I have this image, Google. I copy it and bring it here from the source. In the src, it's called source, and this you give the direction to your image where you want or where you want the image to be picked from. And if I refresh, you can see this image here. This image, we can resize it and to a manageable size. I'll just come AMG and add the attribute width. Much about measurements, we learn it in CSS, so don't worry. In width, we can say that we want the width to be only 100 pixel. We don't need a very big image. Yes, so we say width is equals to 100 pixel, and we refresh. Then you can see it's a manageable size. We can also control the height, that we only need the height also we also need the height to be 100 pixel. So it's a square image. But once you define the width, then you don't need to define the height. But you can define the height if you like, because it will be automatic. While if you define the width, the height will be automatically calculated. Another, if suppose this image was deleted or this image does not exist, what will be presented on the web page? If the image will be deleted, we want the user to know that here we had an image, and this image we can give it a label. So I'll just come here and have the attribute alt, and I say that if whenever don't find this image, they know, just know it's a Google image. Just know it's a Google logo. So when the user doesn't find the image, then it will give him a Google logo. And we will do that by just interfering with something. You can just even interfere with the image extension. Yes, because when you interfere with the image extension, there are different things. So when I come here and refresh, then you can see it's a Google logo. So you just know that here we had a Google logo, but the image can't be displayed. Maybe the image doesn't exist, or the image is corrupted, or there's a problem with the image. So just go back and return the image. I do that. I return the file extension and return the image. When I look on another tag, video also is used to submit, or it's used for videos, but it's normally not used because you find that most developers take their videos either from YouTube, or they rarely use the video tag. So we can use the iframe or the embed. The iframe, you can use the iframe. It's like it gives your element a frame. It frames your element. So whatever can appear in iframe, we have is a video. Yes, we can have a video appearing in iframe, and we can also have an image appearing in iframe. So I come here, then let me just check for a video. I'll just go to my videos. Then from my videos, I'll just take HTML for beginners part 205. Then I go back here and I come to tutorials. I want to create a new folder, and I call it videos. Yes, it's good to organize your directories. So I'll just copy this so that I can get its link and paste it in the source. Yes, so when I copy it and paste it on the source, if I come here and refresh the page, then you see my video here. And when I play, the video will start. Hello folks, good afternoon. And that's our video. Yes. So that's how we embed a video. Embedding a video can be from a video from YouTube. And if you are embedding a video from YouTube, the source, then here you'll have to input the YouTube link. If you are embedding a video, if you are using a video from your directories, then you'll have to write a path to the directory where we have that video. So the first slash just means it comes from the root, home, Nyang, tutorials, videos, then we have the name of the videos. And in the iframe, we can also define the width. We can say that we need the width to be 60. We need the width to be 300 pixel. When you define the width, the height will be automatically defined. So when I just come here, you can see the width is increased to 300 pixel. Then we can have many attributes added here. We can also have the autoplay. Yes. So we can have many attributes. We can have many attributes of this iframe so that we can direct how the video works, and most that can be done mostly if you're working with videos from YouTube. Maybe you are including videos from YouTube to your web page. Then you can have them set up. So you can see here, you can view it at full screen, yes, picture to picture. Then I'll just escape.
Hello, folks.
Yes, and that's my video. You can uh, change the volume, and that's what we have on iframe. Another one we want to work on is embed. Whatever embed does or embed does, you can use embed to embed another page to your page. Yes, so we can have this page here, or maybe we can have another page, somebody's website or this Google page. We can embed it on our web page here. So embed tag is used for embedding or for is like ho- holding there another page on your page or on this your HTML document. So when you use the embed tag, meaning you can use it to embed pages to your page. But mostly, if there is, you can also embed tweets. If you are on Twitter, then you can embed a post. When you go to Twitter, we have that settings. From settings, you can right click on that video or that post you want to embed. Then it will give you the embed link. If it gives you embed link, then you just come and paste the link where you want that post to be embedded. And we are going to learn that after learning CSS such that it can give you a better or a better view of how the embed works, such that when you see a post, Facebook post, something like a Facebook page on somebody's website or web page, then you know how the embedding was done. The table is used for tables. A table generally, we have data that we need to appear in a tabular format, and we use the table tag. And inside the table tags, we normally have tags that are inside the table. Yes. So I'll just come. The parent tag is the table. Here we normally have what we call the parent tag and the child tag. So the parent tag is a table. Then the child tag, a table normally have a head. So we have a tag called a T head and is a double tag which is closed. And in the T head, yes, we have the TH and the TH and we have the T head is the table's header. Yes, and th, these are the columns in the table's header. Yes, and after the t head, we have the t body. T body are the contents of the table, and the t body we have the t row. We have them in form of rows. We can have as many t rows as we need. T row. I need 3 rows. Like just to have 3, and in the t rows we have the table's data. Inside the t row we have the table data. So this is the format you will use mostly for tables, and we can give this tables data as apple, mangoes, juice. I need them 3. Since we have 3 table header rows, we also need to have 3 elements for them to be organized, and we can have this. We can have this name, juice, we can have this cost, and we can have this something like a shop that delivers the juice. So we can have apple as $5, Then the shop, we can say shop it at Amazon. Sorry about that. And we can have shop it at uh, Amazon. And this mangles, the price can be $2, and we say shop it at shop A, shop R. And this we can call this uh, pineapple, pineapple, and we can say the price is $7, and we shop it at shop D, and we save. So that's the table format. And when I come here and refresh, then you can see my table, the name, the cost, and the shop. That the name is Apple, cost is five, shop Amazon, mangoes, 2, shop R, pineapple, 7, shop D. Now this table, once you've learned about CSS, then you'll be able to style it and give it a format you need, whether you want it to be, uh, you want the tables with borders, without borders. It will be a very nice table if you have it, if you've learned CSS such that you start styling. But for now, just know the table format in which you work with, and this is the format that each and every table will follow. And you'll find some tables also have the table footer, the T-foot, and the T-foot, mostly the most contents of T-foot, they take this here, and if I refresh, then you can see such that if it was a long list, somebody when he reaches the bottom after scrolling and reaching the bottom, then you can know the individual name or the header name of that row. And another tag as we move on is the UL. UL means an ordered list, and it's used for listing. So an ordered list, we can have it as the children, the parent is called the UL, and the children is the LI, which is the list now. So we can have the list. An ordered list, it gives a listing without an order. So it will be in form of dots, mostly dots. It will give you in form of dots. So we can have as many lists as we have, as we want. So let's just do that. Let me just paste several of them. So just that so that we can see the list working. And here I can say our pets. I can say our pets, and I say my pet. We have dog, we have cat, and we have some people also keep pets as pets. Yes. Uh, we have mongoose as pets. You never know. We have another pet we might see around is we have the cows. Some also have them as pets, and we have the horses and all that. So this is our list. The parent is called the UL, which is the unordered list, and the children are the list. Now, if we refresh this, you can see them listed. So this is how you list in HTML5. Another listing we call it is the opposite of an ordered list, and we call it ordered list. So it's the OL. So just between the two tags, just between the OL, I'll have the list again. So the difference between the unordered list and the ordered list is that an ordered list will give it an order, and it will be numbered. So when we refresh, you can see it's numbered. So that's the difference between an ordered list and ordered list. Another tag or another tag that we need to learn is, and you'll use it mostly, is the H tag, and you are supposed to start with it. So H, I just want to start with H1, uh, my I can say this header is big, and I'll just have several of them. And so we'll have that as header 1. I call this header 2. I call this header 3. I call this header 4. I call this header 5. I call this header 6. I call this header 7. We don't have header 7, so I'll just remove that. We have it up to H6, so I'll just change that to H6. I'll change this to H5. I'll change this to H4. I'll change this to H3. I'll change this to H2 and leave that at H1. I'll say this header is the smallest. This header is smaller, and this header is small. This header is big. This header is bigger, and this header is biggest. It's the biggest. So if we preview, now you can see the headers we have. So if you're writing a blog, then you can decide on which one has to use as the heading and the subheading. So this header is the biggest, bigger, big, header small, smaller, smallest. So that's what we have in the H tag. And another tag, if just so that we don't forget, I think we've used most tags that you'll be required to know and you'll be using most often in your development. And another tag, we talked of strong. Yes, we talked of strong, and I didn't talk of small. So just in our paragraph, we have the small tag. It's a child tag, so it can appear inside the parent tag. So we can give it a small tag, close, and we want here up to here to be a small tag so that you can discover the difference. So the small tag, whatever it does, it reduces the font size of the elements, just as its name goes. So just check here. You can see the quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. The dog was not amazed. So here we have the small tag, and here we have the strong tag. And this is the paragraph tag. Another tag we have is the high tag. Another tag we have is the I tag. And I want to use I tag on the second line, and I can give it that I just want to have everything inside. I want to have just a part of it inside the I tag. Inside the I tag, if I refresh, it changes this text to italics. That's what the I tag does. It changes the text in italics. So whenever you see an italics in a document, know the way that italics was done. It was given or written through the I tag. And I think up to now, let me talk of, just to conclude, let me talk of the script tag. And to talk of the script tag, and the script tag is normally used to or is normally used for JavaScript. So I'll just come here and write script, and all tags have to be in lowercase. And if you don't have a background in any programming language, we have something called cases, and This we called uppercase. This we call uppercase, and this we call lowercase, and this we call all this, or the lowercase you also call it, there's the we also have another case called the sentence case. We have another case called the camel case. So whatever the uppercase does, the uppercase, every character is in capital letters. Lowercase, every character is in small letters. Sentence case, then we have the first character in capital letters and the rest in small letters. The camel case, which we will use it mostly, is the first letter is small and the other letter is capitalized. So when we say that we want to write user name, because there are two words, we can say user name. We can define that as a variable. We'll learn about that later. So you'll be using mostly camel case, and you'll see them mostly in your development. And I want to us to go to script tag, and what script tag does. Script tag script tag what it does is that it's inside the script tag we write JavaScript. Yes, so we can use this script tag to link JavaScript scripts or JavaScript files. So we can say that script then source that, and the source will write a source to a JavaScript file, and any JavaScript file will just come here and create a JavaScript file, or let me just create a JavaScript file here so that you can see how JavaScript are normally linked. And a new one, and I can save it as, and to save it as under tutorials, and then to save it as script.js. All JavaScript have the extension join JS. So we have script.js. If you want to link to that JavaScript files, maybe there are some libraries that we need from that JavaScript file, then what we'll do, we'll just write JS. Source is equals to JS. But suppose if this JavaScript file script.js, it doesn't take in any format because the page is content, I'll just write something like function, and I'll say, sorry, I'll just write a simple JavaScript. I'll say function alert me, function to, it's some function to alert you, then you call it alert, 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 this is my project. So we can have such a JavaScript function, and we need to run this function on this other end. Yes. So if we need to run this function on another end, what we can do, we can have a button where when we click, then it runs that function, or it calls this function. Yes. So what we do, or we normally do, if I was explaining that if this JavaScript, now you can see at least it has some JavaScript content, and you can see the page has been changed to script.js and with something like a JavaScript logo. So if this script was inside a folder, and we normally, it's a no common folder, we call it assets, where you can have all your files here. all your linkable files here. So I'll just oh sorry, or what I can do, I can redo, and when I redo, it comes out and give this to assets. So when it's inside assets, then and I want to link it, I'll just say that go to the root folder and go to the directory assets. Then look for that JavaScript file, and I called it as script.js. I called it as script.js. So this first slash is not necessary. You can remove it or you can have it. Yes, so it shows that you are starting from the root where we have this file index.html. And let me just save script.js. So you can run a function here that the function is from function or is from script.js. So you can have several functions here. Then we call those functions from this other end. JavaScript files are normally linked at the bottom of the page because we need the page to load first, then it executes the JavaScript files. When the page loads, it loads starting from beginning or it loads starting from the top. So if it starts from the top, everything will be executed. And when we have this JavaScript on top, it will be executed first. So if we want JavaScript libraries, we normally link them at the bottom but before the end of the body tag. So what I'll do, I'll just give it here. And there's nothing we'll write here. We just link the script. The same JavaScript script we have on this other end, let me save it. I can have it here and I can just write the script. I can write the script, then I write the same function I have it. I can, instead of creating it to an external page, then you can have it written here, such that when I have a button and I just want to create that, I have a button, a button, and I say on click attribute, then alert me. It calls on the function alert me. I'll just make that. You have to be careful with semicolons and with parentheses and brackets and the opening and closing tags. You have to be careful with them. So we have this button, and I'll just oh I, I did cut everything, so I'll just return this. Copy v save. So when I refresh my page, our button was not named. So our button, I'll just call our button click me, and I say if I have it as click me, now it has a name, and when I refresh, then you can see my button here, click me. When I click me, it's not responding, meaning there's an error with our there is a problem with our tag, sorry, with our function. And just, uh, before I conclude, in HTML we have something called comments, where you can comment out a line of tag such that you want to execute the program or your lines of code without a particular line of tag, yes, or some particular lines of code. And every programming language has a way in which you comment. Every programming language has a way in which you comment. So let's say, let me just go back to the top, even as we do on that script. Let me just go back to the top. We see the quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. Suppose I don't want this line of tag. I want to execute the code without that line of tag. Then in HTML, this is how we comment out, or we write comment. So you do that and you'll see it faded. So this is how we comment. So it exists, but it won't be executed. And if we do this, you won't see it here. But when we check on the source code, if you want to check a source code of a page, just right click, then go to view page source. If we check on the source code, this is everything that we have here. Everything you see in the source code, we have it here. Yeah. So HTML is a client side, and every HTML code is normally executed to the client side. And here you can see our comment. That's how we comment out in HTML. That's how we comment out in HTML. So for today, for the third series, or for the third part, I'm going to end there. If you have any question, you can post it on the comments. If you like the tutorial, gives me a thumbs up. Don't forget to share this tutorial to your programming groups or to your coding groups so that others can also learn. And if you need much more than whatever I've given today, you can contact me. On my contacts are on the description. If you didn't watch the first and the second part, then you are free. You can find the links in the description. Thank you for watching, and let's meet in the fourth part, which will be creating something more improved than what we've learned today. Thank you for watching. I'm Engineer Umanyang.